Welcome, listeners, to another episode of the Chris Talk Show. Here's your host, Chris Talks.
What's up, listener? I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. Yes, it is good to be back. Can you open that curtain just a little bit? I mean, the weather out there, ladies and gentlemen, is horrible. If you're in New York City, you know the weather out here is horrible. Yo.
Bruh.
Thank you, because that's all I can say. What's up, Ed? What's up, Ed? How you doing? You all right? What's up, Karen? Karen is in the house today. A quick round of applause for her for actually showing up. Thank you. So what's good, Karen? You all right? All right. Good. Let's see. What do you guys have for us? What do we have today? All right. That's cool. All right. So, listeners, let's get it in. So, are we going to do the question first, or are we just going to go to the story? How are we doing this? We should have worked this out before we started, right? All right. We'll do the question. So, it's one of the questions from one of our listeners. It says, Mr. Talks, thank you for calling me Mr. Talks. I appreciate that. Mr. Talks, why don't you do any more interviews as far as your relationship interviews that you've done? You know what?
Bruh.
That's a good question. And I don't really have an answer for that. We haven't really been doing interviews. We used to do a lot, but I don't know. Recently, we haven't been doing interviews. I really don't know why. You got to ask Ed that point. Matter of fact, Ed, why haven't we done any interviews?
Bruh.
That's a good question. Ed is silent. That's why we call him Silent Ed. So I will. I'll get back to that question. Oh yes. Oh, now I remember. Well, is that really the reason why we stopped? Well, that's one of them. One of the reasons why we stopped doing interviews like that is because of conflict. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
One interview we did, and it got really out of hand, and we decided that we would pause on the interviews for a while. You know, I think that's the reason why we had stopped it. And there was another situation. Yeah, two of them got violent, so we decided not to do it. We decided to put a hold on it. So there's the answer to your question. All right. I don't know why you did that, but there's the answer to your question. All right, let's get into our top topic for this episode, which is going to be Wendy Williams is moved from her care facility floor after allegedly sneaking up to the roof and getting drunk on her birthday.
Bruh.
Really? How the hell she get to the roof? If you isn't her doors like you need a key to get in and out? So I don't understand how that one went. I don't understand. But as always, we have Sarah here. She's going to report the story, and I'm going to give you my view and my opinion at the end of it. All right, Sarah, do what you do.
Thank you, Chris. A new documentary claims Wendy Williams was placed in her assisted living facility's memory unit after sneaking off to get drunk in July 2024. A new documentary is delving into Wendy Williams' alcoholism. An hour-long special, Trapped: What is Happening to Wendy Williams, premiered on Monday, May 19th, on the ID channel. Taking a deeper look into her life under a guardianship. The former talk show host, 60, currently resides in a secured floor of a New York City assisted living facility. But investigative journalist Diane Diamond claimed that wasn't always the case. Wendy was on the third floor in this care unit, where she has access to the hallways, to the elevators, Diamond alleged. And on her birthday, she decided to get in the elevator and see where she could go. Well, it went all the way up to the rooftop bar. And it being her birthday, she ordered a drink, and then another one, and another. Who knows how many? But she will admit to you that she got drunk. She had a relapse. Her treatment is to be sent to a much more restrictive ward. She claimed, And that was the 5th floor. The memory care unit, where she has a room with a bathroom and a television. And she is locked into that floor 24/7 unless the guardian gives her permission to go out once in a while. Representatives for Williams did not immediately return people's request for comment. Williams, who was placed in a guardianship in 2022 and diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia (FTD) the following year, has addressed these claims before. During a March interview on The View, she admitted that she celebrated in July 2024 when she turned 60, but insisted that she is now sober. "My relationship with substances is fine and is wonderful," she said. "I've had my devices and I have to tell you something, I am easily going on with my life. Alcohol-free." Several doctors have weighed in on the possibility of Williams having alcohol-induced dementia rather than FTD. Alcohol is one of the main causes of cognitive decline and dementia. Brain disorder specialist Daniel Amen said in Trapped. "In fact, I believe that alcoholic dementia is the second most common cause." Since Williams began speaking out about her conservatorship and health issues at the beginning of 2025, her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has requested that she receive a new medical evaluation that will involve comprehensive neurological and psychological testing by a specialist in the field. The issue of whether Williams has the capacity to assess what is in her own best interests deserves renewed careful consideration by qualified experts, and should not be left to careless speculation in tabloids, radio, or on the internet. The February 5 filing stated. Then, in March, Williams was taken to the hospital following a welfare check requested by her healthcare advocate, Gina Liza Monterosso. When the pair later called into Good Day New York, Williams announced that she passed the exams at the hospital with flying colors. Morrissey, however, told People that Williams never scheduled her new medical evaluation. Medical testing, including an MRI brain scan and neuropsychological assessment, had been scheduled for Ms. Williams. Morrissey told People, the court directed that the testing be completed in March. Ms. Williams has declined to participate in the testing to date and therefore, the testing was not completed. In response, Williams told People that she was not aware of the guardian's claim that she had opted out of recent testing. "I don't know anything about that," she said with a laugh, adding, "Bulls. I am open to what I am open to and I can't talk about it right now." Back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you, Sarah, for that. Thank you for that report. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Drop my soundbar real quick. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part of the show where I give you my view and my opinion. If you don't stop, Ed, you got to stop saying I sound like I work in the airport. All right? Not funny no more. I do not sound like I work in the airport. Jesus Christ. All right, listeners, let's get into this part right here. So, with this Wendy Williams situation, I'm gonna say this, okay? First of all, was this before or after? I want to get that. Okay, so this was before. This is before the interview with Charlemagne and everything. All right, am I correct on that one? All right. So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was before the interview with Charlemagne in the Breakfast Club. I don't know if any of my listeners heard that interview, but it appears that Wendy Williams in that interview was describing the facility that she was living in at that present time, which would have been on what floor did they say? The third? No, the fifth. Okay, so and I don't understand, why did they move her up? Wouldn't a more secure floor be on the lower level, or you think the higher level? I'm just saying, I don't know. These that's their facility, it's not mine. But in a situation, it appears that, and I was also wondering, I had stated this during that interview, I was also wondering, how did she get on the floor to where she just had to have a key like that, like a key to get in and out? Now, to my listeners, the reason why I say that is because that sounds like a mental facility. It sounds like a jail. You understand what I'm saying? Because a jail is where you need a key to get in and out. You understand what I'm saying? A mental facility is where you would need a key to be getting in and out of a door.
Bruh.
Now, I have visited some of my friends when they were in mental facilities. Okay, now some of the people they do walk around, and some of the people they are locked up.
Bruh.
But that's just like in any facility. I mean, in a jail facility, you have some people in general population. General population, you can walk around. Then you have some people who are on what a 20-hour lockdown.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. But something had to happen for them to get to that part to where to get up to that part to where they have to be on lockdown. I mean, I'm just saying because you got to get to a point. What do they call that joint again? Was it the Gucci gown? Yeah, that's what it's called, the Gucci gown, right? Like you got to get to a point to get in a Gucci gown. For my listeners who don't know what a Gucci gown is, it is the how do I say? It is this suicidal vest that they put on inmates inside these type of facilities. So I just wanted to make that clear. But that was one of the questions that I had from the beginning. That was one of the questions that I thought that the Breakfast Club did not ask Wendy. Was all right, maybe they did and she probably didn't answer it. But was how did you end up on that particular floor? But now we understand this is how she ended up on that floor. That's the first question. The second question is how in the holy hell, and I mean this, how in the holy hell was this lady allowed to sit there, go up to the roof, and order drinks?
Wait, what?
Like, who in the hell was she ordering drinks from?
Bruh.
Because it states right there that she ordered drinks on the roof. So my question is, who's delivering these drinks? Is there like a bar in this facility? We don't have no pictures of this facility. I wish that we did. But my question is there a bar in this facility that you could just sit there and order drinks?
Bruh.
And then on top of that, bringing them to the roof.
Bruh.
I mean, I'm just asking these questions, people. I'm just asking them. So I'm curious into how she was ordering drinks. And I'm serious. Like, I'm being honest, because what type of damn facility is this?
Bruh.
To where you can order drinks.
Bruh.
So it's like the whole facility. I'm just asking the question. You looking at me laughing. I'm just asking this question. Is the whole facility, except for 1 or 2 floors, that are drug free?
Bruh.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking because I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not catching how she was able to sit there and order drinks to the roof. It says to the roof, am I correct? But order drinks to the roof without nobody saying anything, without nobody in this facility saying anything. So my question is there sort of like a like one of those sitting areas? I have a lot of questions, ladies and gentlemen. I have a lot of questions because I have to say this straight out. It makes no sense to me how this type of action was able to happen, okay, unless there is some type of alcohol or some type of bar within a facility. Now, if that is so, let's just say that it is, okay, let's just say that it is. And in my idea, this is a facility that needs to be locked down.
Bruh.
I'm just saying it needs to, because it needs to be locked down. The reason why I say that, okay,
What?
yes, the reason why I say that is because what type of care facility, and that's my question. What type of care facility serves alcohol?
Bruh.
Yeah, that part. What type of care facility serves alcohol, especially to somebody who is 60 years old?
Bruh.
I don't understand that. Or was this uh, some outside influence that was facilitating her with these drinks? Was this some place from outside? And if that's the case, how are these people able to come and walk through the building? Okay, walk in this building with a bunch of liquor and then go upstairs to the roof without being questioned at all?
Bruh.
I'm just saying.
Wait, what?
I'm just saying. Just a question. I'm just wondering which healthcare facility allows alcohol in it. I'm just wondering.
Wait, what?
Or did she sneak it in? This could be another theory. She snuck it in, then made her way up to the roof, and then was doing her thing.
Bruh.
But that means that she would be lugging a bunch of liquor around with her.
Bruh.
And then I want to say on top of that, okay, because it's not only that, on top of that, this facility would have some type of, they would know that she was an alcoholic. That's what I'm saying. They would have her medical records. This facility, I'm assuming, would have her medical records, knowing that she was at some point, uh, you know, in a program, in a recovery program. So at some point, she became a recovering alcoholic. I'm just saying.
Bruh.
So my question really is, what type of facility is this? And on top of that, what type of security does this facility have?
Bruh.
Can we give this facility the dummy buzzer, please? Because I don't know. It sounds like a luxury jail. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, some inmates got favor, some inmates don't.
Bruh.
But it just doesn't. To me, it just doesn't make too much of any sense unless this woman already had the alcohol within the facility, which also doesn't make sense because what type of health facility, again, allows alcohol within this facility? Period. Just allows alcohol within this facility. And if she was caught with the alcohol, what did they do with it? But she did admit that she was drunk, and I have to ask this question: on average, how long do you think that it takes a person to get drunk?
Bruh.
That's how long this woman apparently was up there, unless she was going up and down, up and down, up and down.
Bruh.
Now I don't know if she was doing that. You know what I'm saying? She could have been, but
Bruh.
I don't know. But I just think that it does explain why she's sitting in the room that she's sitting in, on the floor that she's sitting on, and it appears that she, Miss Williams, apparently wanted to have a little fun, but she wanted to have a little fun on the roof. And I'm assuming that if this is a rooftop sitting area, there would have to be some type of staff or something to facilitate the people that's up there to make sure they don't fall off or anything like that. But I would also think that there was probably a key. That's what it should have been. Some type of key or some type of mechanism on the door to make sure that these people did not escape. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Because you got some old people, you know, you got them old people that have a real serious level of dementia and will just walk up and sit on the roof. Or you have them people who are sleepwalkers. What happened if they did that?
Wait, what?
It's a lot of questions here. But this facility should be investigated. It should be. And as far as Wendy Williams, what was it with the what? I guess taking what would we call this? A competence test or something like that? Something out there like that? No, I'm just saying. I'm not being funny. I'm just saying it'd probably be called a competence test. But for her taking the test, um, I would. It's hard to say with that because and we looked this up. We did a little research. And I didn't even know that this was something that existed. But alcohol-induced dementia is very, very real.
Bruh.
And according to, I don't know if it's the specialist or whatever, it's the specialist, right? According to their specialist, this is what this woman is suffering from. This is what she's suffering from.
Bruh.
According to them. Now, I'm no doctor, so I can't speak for that. I was on the free Wendy Williams train. I was on that train, and that's because, to be honest, this woman, for me, is a true inspiration. She's the reason why I started doing this. She is one of the reasons why I started doing this, and one of the reasons I feel comfortable doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, we can give her a quick round of applause, real quick. But at the same time, if this is the case, and I left it open the last time as well, if this is the case and then she needs that type of care, then so be it. Now, should she be locked down like that for months at a time? I don't think so. I just think that they should probably, uh, well, she's locked down to a floor, right? Well, yeah, she's locked down to a floor. Am I correct? Yeah. Yeah, bro. All right. So then they're doing what they should do, locking her down to just that floor, and um, watching her more thoroughly. You know what I mean? I mean that's just my opinion because if this has happened before, it might happen again, and who knows um, what the result of that situation might be. Who knows what that might be?
What?
Who knows? Who knows how that might end? It might end completely different. But I do think Wendy Williams, I do think that she is tired of going through what she's going through. I do think that conservatorship, whatever it's called, I think that is like to the extreme. I don't think she should probably have that. And if she should have it, I think maybe it should be more with one of her family members, which I voiced before. But if her family members can't do it and somebody else has to, then so be it. You know what I mean? So be it. It's just as long as they are taking care of the woman and making sure that she's healthy and making sure all the bills and everything is paid. You know, just doing their job as uh, um, like a home health aide or just a care attendant, just doing their job. And that's my view and that's my opinion on this particular situation, on this particular topic. All right, Ed. Drop my bomb, man. All right. I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, you can check out all of the. What are you saying? Oh, yes. Also, check us out on all of our other social media platforms. There's a listing for you right there. Yeah, there's a listing for you right there. All right. On a personal note, I would like to dedicate this episode to Pinky the Pinky the Pussy Monster. We interviewed her. Actually, she was one of my last interviews that I did. She passed away, so we want to dedicate this episode to her. Can you drop a church bell for me, please, real quick? Thank you. So I would like to dedicate this episode to her. So rest in peace, my friend, and I will see you again one day. All right. So to all my listeners, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all later. Peace out.